It's a fascinating topic to think about the ways that we protect ourselves from pain. Every single human does it. Most humans do it subconsciously, which just means they're not consciously aware. If we haven't met yet, my name is Jenny. I am the director of coaching for some of our client-based programs with Alive and Free. So fun to be with you guys today. I was just curious if you all resonated with some of these thoughts. Wondering if you are rejecting you. If you're beating others to the punch and being the one who puts yourself down. If you're making yourself small out of fear of being big, being seen, and specifically being rejected. I'm just curious if you're the one who's always hanging back to let other leaders step up, those who are more qualified than you, more experienced than you. Do you put yourself down with your words? Do you talk poorly about yourself? Do you opt out of things that you actually want to do, but you're afraid and you give in to the fear often? Do you find yourself ever comparing your own success with the success of those around you? And if you're resonating with any of those, I would like to propose that you're protecting yourself. Subconsciously fighting on your own behalf to protect yourself against potentially being rejected by others. Even controlling the circumstances around you to avoid people and relationships from proving your biggest fear of coming true, which is that you're rejectable, not worthy of love, and that other people might agree. Why do we do this? Why am I talking about this today? It's a fascinating topic to think about the ways that we protect ourselves from pain. Every single human does it. Most humans do it subconsciously, which just means they're not consciously aware of what they're doing and how they're protecting themselves. Automatic is another word for that concept. It's just kind of running in the background. It's automatically happening. But the really cool thing about emotional awareness is that we get to have those subconscious, automatic, running in the background things kind of come to the forefront of our brain through a process of self-awareness. And we get to actually learn why we do the things that we do, why we find ourselves in the cycles that we find ourselves in, why we make ourselves small so that other people around us can be bigger than us. Most of our protectors are there to keep us safe. And so if you've resonated with any of those thoughts that I shared earlier, I bet you are trying to keep yourself safe. If we keep playing small, maybe nobody will notice us. And if they can't notice us, then they can't see our flaws. They can't see all of the hidden pain that we have stored away. And they can't come close enough to shine their flashlights in our dark places, because then they'd really see what we're struggling with. Then they would really see what pain we have and what we're wrestling with. But what that does is it keeps us isolated from other people. It keeps everybody at an arm's length distance. It keeps us in a dark cave, alone, isolated, without true love and light, which is the thing we're actually trying to avoid all along. I have a really clear example of this in my own life. I was 22 years old, fresh out of college, and stepping into my first full-time job. And one day I learned that they had installed spyware on my computer, which took rapid screenshots of what I was doing throughout the day, I guess so that they could prove productivity. It was their computer. Everything that I did between 9 and 5 was property of them. They had full rights to do it, but it really scared me. I didn't know that that was something that companies could do or would do. Some tech guy had come in over the weekend to install software on my computer, and when I showed up Monday, I noticed that it was taking screenshots of my computer screen, and the only reason I knew that is because they accidentally routed it to my own printer. So, I immediately put in my notice. I just up and quit, super impulsive. And I didn't even give 2 weeks notice. I didn't have to, I was at will, but Um, Not really a mature response, but I wanted to beat them to the punch because I felt like I was about to get fired. I wasn't sure that I would be able to handle that. I thought that I would be embarrassed and humiliated. I knew that I would feel rejected. I knew that I would take it personally. Like, oh man, like they didn't want me in this role, but I know they want someone in this role, but I failed. I fell short. I didn't understand what was expected of me. Does that mean I'm stupid? These were all the thoughts going through my mind when I decided to impulsively put in my notice and just up and quit. And so um, I recognized that I was fighting to beat them to the punch. I wanted to be in control of who was going to reject who. And I knew I didn't want to endure being rejected. You see, the truth is, I got rejected a lot in my life. My only long term boyfriend cheated on me and never had a communication with me to tell me what was going on. I was totally left to fill in the gaps on my own. I had best friends in different seasons of my life just up and leave for a variety of different reasons. I had parents who looked to me for answers and support, even though I was small and they were big. And so there was this wound in my life, this collection of past pain where I had been rejected over and over again. I didn't know that I had dark secrets deep inside of me. And that's why I was keeping people at an arm's length so that they couldn't come in and see what I was really feeling and what I was really carrying, the baggage and the weight and the heaviness that I had. And the same thing happened when this boss saw a disconnect with how hard I was trying to work and then his expectations of my performance. Did he have a role to play in that? Absolutely. Did I probably have some responsibility I could have taken in that experience? Sure. But the thing I want to lean in with you guys about is how I responded to that situation. And maybe by now you're starting to resonate, some ideas are starting to come up of how you may have beaten someone to the punch of rejecting you so that they can't do it first. If that is you, let me know in the chat that you're resonating. If anybody wants to share some of your own experiences, I'd love to read through those. I was carrying pain. I brought it into my first job unbeknownst to me, and I responded impulsively to it because I didn't want to stack any more pain on top of it. And there's a real temptation. In fact, I did accept this invitation and I shamed myself for it. Oh man, I should have known what was required of me. Man, I wish that I had advocated for myself. I wish that I knew how to ask for help. But the truth is, I actually felt so unsafe around people because of the rejection that I had experienced prior to that moment. And so I spent the next few years of my life trying to prove it wrong, holding on to hope like, oh, I bet there's a good boss out there. I bet there's a good work environment out there. I bet that I can change and find the right circumstance, and then I will be happy. If I can find that boss who does create good work culture, who believes in teamwork, who can see me and believe in me and empower and equip me, then this void that I feel will be filled. And so I spent years of my life trying to find it, and it failed time and time again. I realized over some time, because it took me some time, but I realized I'm looking for the wrong thing. I'm looking for another human to fill a void that many, many humans before this created. I'm looking for a human to bring light into my darkness. And I was being disappointed over and over and over again because that's not the solution. True freedom is found in God. No matter what circumstance caused you the pain that you're in, there is no other circumstance on this earth that can fix it. Your relationships, your workplace, your home, your family, even your church. healing the pain that is causing you to stay small, compare your success to others, and reject yourself before other people can beat you to it. That pain can only be healed in the arms of God. Understanding who He really is through His word and by experiencing His love, that is where you begin to heal. And so if you're in a cycle of protecting yourself from pain or trying to avoid more pain from stacking on to what's currently there, I'd like to invite you to sit at the feet of Jesus today. Let His love wash over you. Hear it in His word, experience it in quiet time with Him, and let Him be the one who fills all of the voids that pain has caused you. And if you're not sure how to do that, or it's been a while, or you don't really want to try it alone, please check out one of our programs. Book a call with our team. I'm going to pop a link into the comment section. We know where the healing can be found, and we've created environments inside of our group coaching programs for you to seek that from Him. Click the link, book a time to chat. Thank you so much for letting me share my experience, and I really hope that that conversation blesses you and resonates with you. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.